backing off for now, trying to avoid the main army of the Terran, and is going to go around, might even try a counterattack on the gold, I'm not sure, but doesn't look like Top cares that much. He's just gonna go for Zenio's natural, and Zenio is doing the same actually, and this is quite interesting. This happens a lot in Korean matchups. People go for base trades all the time. That hatchery went down really fast over there for Zenio. A lot of units, a lot of Terran units making their way into his main base right now. Let's see what happens. And this is really really crazy, but I do remind you that this expansion is still up. He is keeping a lot of forces over here. He might just actually transit all these over and drop them onto top space and sacrifice his main. Let's see what happens. He should maybe even consider loading up his drones really fast to not lose such a high amount of drones. Indeed, like I said, all these forces get loaded up and are there we go. He's transiting his drones over, might actually move them up here. He needs to do something really fast with these drones. There we go, he's moving them, and I'm trying to really follow what's happening in this game, but there's so much action. Looks like the entire main of Zenio has been taken out. All the units from his main are now in these overlords. He's going to drop them over here, trying to take care of all the forces that the Terran has. Terran has a planetary fortress at the gold, a lot of turrets being put up as well. Let's see if Zenio is actually going to be able to do something about this. This is really a crazy game and a risky game. They're both really just saying, I'm going to go all in, I'm not going to care, I'm just gonna go for your base. And the thing is, Terran has this ability to just fly around and be really annoying, so you cannot attack his buildings except with Mutalisk. So here we go. A lot of units from Zenio are making their way over here, and let's see if he's gonna be able to take care of this army over here. This is gonna be really interesting. I'm quite curious to see how this plays out. That expansion goes down really fast. Another one has been planted over here, but here we go. A lot of forces for the Zerg player, and this army is basically getting Zerg. The drones are here as well. So many roaches, so many Mutalisk, so many drones and Zerglings, and looks like Top isn't looking so good right now. He does have a mining base though, which is really important, but all his production facilities have been lifted off. He's losing supply depots over here, even a queen inside his base actually attacking those supply depots. And this is a really crazy game. I'm quite surprised to see that nobody has covered this game, at least not to my knowledge. And Top is actually trying real hard to rebuild from the ashes of his lost base over there, landing his barracks, not even getting any add-ons, just pumping out Marines really fast. He knows he needs the forces, and as long as he stays in proximity of this planetary fortress, he's gonna be okay. But Zenio has planted another expansion over there at the natural of this other base at the 12 o'clock, and let's see what's gonna happen. Actually, he might just be able to take down all these barracks. These barracks need to be lifted off because they are out of range of the planetary fortress, and they need to be landed somewhere else. Looks like mules are being deployed at that island expansion, and he needs to cancel the queues over here. He's losing a lot of money from that. These Zerglings with that queen are still killing off all those supply depots from his main. Let's see what's going to happen. He needs to do something about this base over here. Maybe gonna try push over here. There we go. He stims up and takes down just 1-2 roaches, and this is really not gonna be enough to take care of all those roaches right now. Sending some SCVs in front, repairing, trying to stay in range of the planetary fortress, so the planetary fortress just does enough damage to take care of what's happening over there. Thing is, oGs.TOP does have a lot of production facilities left, while Zenio doesn't have anything. He does have these 2 hatcheries up, but he needs to plant down buildings to build additional units. Roach Warren has been planted out, and a Baneling's Nest. He knows that if he can Baneling bust this over here, it's just basically going to be game over, because this expansion is being taken down by these 3 Mutalisk over here, and should maybe just plant an additional mule before this base dies. And this orbital command is lifted off as well, and it looks like Top is only here. Is only mining over here, and he only has these barracks. Indeed, is 5 barracks, and he does have an additional orbital command. He should land this somewhere and pull off additional mules, but right now he can only make Marines, which is a very big deal, because roaches and banelings are like the best ground units you can have against Marines, except perhaps infestors, which are casters with the fungal growth, but that's pretty much it. And looks like he's trying to rebuild from what happened to his base before, and I'm not sure what that blink was about. Still spreading creep over here, it seems. So this can only really serve so that Top cannot expand on that side. Here we go, Submarines trying to be extremely annoying on that place, on that side over here, but doesn't seem like they're gonna do anything. And if we look at the income tab, this mining base is taken out, and I just don't think Top can do anything in these circumstances. He's building an additional command center over here, and he does cancel it though. He did land this planetary, this orbital command over there, and just how strong are these Marines? You can notice just how strong they are when they stim up, and especially with the medevac behind them. And there we go, they're doing a lot of damage actually, those SCVs pitching in and doing helping out, really just offering a lot of help over there. And just look how strong these Marines are, chasing away all the roaches and the mutilus. And the SCVs need to go back to mining right now, but I'm just going to take a look at the income tab. Indeed, Zenio is really far ahead. He does have these bases pretty much saturated on minerals, nothing on gas though. He has 400 gas, that's more than enough to sustain the roach production for now. He can just make lings apart from that, but he's never going to take down this planetary fortress with just zerglings and roaches. But it looks like he's going to try and take this down right now. A lot of Marines coming from this side and some Banelings morphing in here. Let's see what's going to happen. And these Marines are most likely going to take the Banelings down before they morph. Oh, and I think that was a mistake. I think you should have tried taking down the Banelings. No, the Banelings do morph and take down some Marines. And here we go. More units streaming from Zenio's side over there. You can look on the map over here, you can see all those units coming down, but these Marines are doing so much damage. A tank over here as well, and both players are really just throwing everything they have at one another, and their bases lie in ruins, as you can see, and they've both really relocated on the map compared to the spawn locations they had before they went. If you look at the map, the former spawn locations are open, and the cross position spawn locations have been taken. So yeah, that is pretty funny, but looks like Zenio has the upper hand right here. He has the superior income, he has the superior unit production, because he has those 2 hatcheries, and the third one has been planted again. So the gold is up once again, and these Marines, doesn't look like these Marines are gonna be enough to actually ward away. He doesn't. The thing is, Top doesn't have the time he needs to plant down reactors over here. If he could plant down reactors on all these barracks, maybe the situation would be different, but he cannot afford to do that because Zenio is constantly throwing units at him. So if he stops unit production, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Maybe he can consider 1 or 2 barracks throwing reactors onto them, or building additional reactors with a factory, or with this factory over here, but that's pretty much it. Here we go, some drops on this side, and if this spawning pool does go down, no more Zerglings for Zenio, but he has already started another spawning pool, so he doesn't really care that much. And looks like Zenio is looking really good for now, and Top has actually landed this orbital command on the island again, trying to get additional income from the mineral patches over here. This planetary fortress is mined out. He needs to do something with these SCVs. He should really consider bringing the dropship over again somehow to transit those SCVs over to the island. And here we go, a lot of Marines actually. Take a look at the unit counting station. I'm really curious to see what's happening. 24 Marines against 26 Lynx and 14 Roaches, so obviously Zenio really far ahead in the army composition. And 56 drones to 18 SCVs. Now that's really not something you want to see. And Top is trying really hard to rebuild his base, and this game is really amazing, and it's really fun to see how 2 really good players are trying to rebuild after what's happened to their mains, and trying to just reestablish the game. Basically, it's like the game has been reset when that base trade took place. Now let's see what these Marines are going to be able to do. Are there any Banelings here? Indeed, some Banelings are being morphed right now. And I'm not sure if these Marines are doing the smartest thing by going on to the creep. There's a lot of forces coming from behind, and the Banelings are coming as well as we speak. They are stimming, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. The Zerglings just were enough with the Roach backup, and the GG happens over there, and that's it. Zenio wins the game, so I'm actually quite pleased to see that a Zerg could win a game on a map like Lost Temple when this Thor harass happens and the bunker harass at the start. So really props to Zenio for winning this one. It was a really great game to watch, and had great fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And few things to mention about this game is, well, when you go for a base trade, you have to really go for it. As in, there is no half measure. You can't be undecided. You can't go back and forth and say, should I do this? And I'm going back and I'm moving my units back and forth while your opponent is actually wrecking your base. So you either know that you can do this, that you're gonna go for it, or you're not. So obviously there's two things you have to think about: how to kill off everything that your enemy has as soon as possible, and at the same time, just in case, how to reestablish your bases, your own bases, and how to conserve as many units as you can. Like you could see how many drones actually Zenio could keep alive over there by paying attention to what was happening in his main, not just what was happening with him attacking his opponent. Now, both players obviously really good players, and they did a great game. And what can I say? The best player won, and I think there's plenty of things for people to notice from this game, and that sometimes you don't need to just go back and defend an enemy push, and that you can go for a base trade if you're confident in your abilities to conserve, to keep yourself alive and conserve your unit count, and also destroy your enemy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have, then do subscribe and spread the word so more people can get to see my videos, and I thank you all for that. And yeah, I hope a lot of games will follow in 2011, a lot of good games, a lot of good casts, and yeah, what can I say? That's it for now. Exo signing out, and stay tuned for more videos.